Hi, everybody. It's Thursday morning. It is absolutely beautiful outside. So please make sure that you take some time today and get outside and get some fresh air. Maybe even go for a walk. For the last couple of nights, I have been watching for that comet that's been passing by. I haven't seen it yet, but I have until the end of the month, so I am keeping my hopes up as well as my eyes. But I'll tell you a funny story. Years ago, it was in December, and there was some sort of lunar eclipse that was very rare and not happening again for like another 50, 60 years. And knowing that I probably wasn't going to be around for that one, I set the alarm and I got up in the middle of the night. It was like about 3 in the morning, and I went outside to see it. I put my coat, my boots on, and I went in the front. And I looked up at the sky, and sure enough, I saw it. And it was spectacular. The moon was this crazy color, and it had a ring around it. And I stood on the lawn looking up at it, amazed at what I was seeing. In the morning, as everyone was getting ready to go to school and work, we discovered that during the night, all the cars in our cul-de-sac were broken into. So my family asked me if I saw anything, but I was watching the eclipse. No, I didn't see anyone. Now, of course, the standing joke is, at least according to Mick, that while I was dancing at the moon, someone was breaking into all the cars, probably annoyed that this crazy woman was interrupting his smooth operation. He might be right. When life is running smoothly, we are tempted to think that we are masters of our own destiny, that we are in charge of our lives and decisions, and we make a lot of them. But then a pandemic hits, and life as we know it stops. And the chaos it brings strips that veil from our eyes pretty quickly. And suddenly we see that we aren't in control of anything, not even a little bit. And that can be pretty upsetting, unless you realize who is in control. God. Always has been, always will be. The hard part is accepting that. See, every day you have to decide who's going to be in control of your life, you or God. The choice is a battle, because honestly, there are things in our life that we want to control. And for the most part, God allows us that opportunity, so long as it's in accordance with His will, what He wants to see happen in our lives. But what about those things that happen that we didn't expect, that we didn't plan on, that we don't want? The Apostle Paul, who suffered imprisonment, beatings, snake bites, shipwreck, has something to teach us about this. He says in 2 Corinthians 1:10, He, meaning God, He has delivered us from such a deadly peril, and He will deliver us again. On Him we have set our hope that He will continue to deliver. What a great promise. What great assurance for us as we continue to live out this journey of life we're on. I read that a pastor preached on this text once and summed it up this way. He has, He will continue. I think that's a pretty cool summation. He has, He will continue. Past, present, future. As I survey the New Testament teaching regarding trials, two truths stand out. First, trials are the common lot of every Christian. No one is exempt. No one has a pain-free, wrinkle-free life, and no one gets a trouble-free ride to heaven. Second, your particular trial doesn't matter as much as how you respond to it. Often we focus so much on the details of our difficulties, as if the difficulty itself were the most important thing. But the truth is, it may seem so at the time, but it's not. God is much more concerned with how you respond to this trial than the trial itself. And how you respond makes all the difference in how you make it through the trial. So, as people of faith, we have to figure out how to respond. And here's what I think. When fear and worry creep in, remember the mighty God you serve. And think back on all God's done for you before, all He's seen you through. Why would He ever desert you now? When trials and struggles are great, remember who's greater. When in doubt, remind yourself of who you are and whose you are. You are a child of a king who loves you like nobody else. And when you feel like you've lost control, remember who holds you and the world in his hands. And relax. See, God wants us to trust him, no matter the situation. And sometimes we do that beautifully, easily. Sometimes we don't. And it's those times that we have to work on it and to trust enough to just step forward in faith, even if it's just one step at a time, and lean on God's promises and God's power. Look, I don't know what you're going to face this week. You don't either. But I can already tell you what God wants you to do. Let go. Let go of control and know that he's got it. You know, we will at some point see this pandemic come to an end, or at least be managed once we get that vaccine, and we are heading that way. But in the meantime, I was thinking that maybe today we can affirm that God has even this in his control, that he has delivered us in the past, he will deliver us now, and he'll continue to deliver us in the future. Can you do that? Can you muster up the courage to believe that? I hope so. I hope so. In fact, repeat those words over and over throughout the day if you have to, until you believe it. He has, he will continue. And while you do that, please stay safe. Wear your masks and keep washing those hands. Always look for a blessing. I'm going to look for that comet again. And always stay hopeful. I love you. I'm praying for you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. God bless you. Peace.